Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Unified Council of Olympiads. As you all are aware about NSTSE exam. So today in this session, I'm your science expert and we are going to solve past papers. So are you all ready to rock? So what we are waiting for, come on, let's get started and let's learn about the solutions, also the tips and tricks, what to follow and what not to follow. Come on, let's start. Okay. So the question that we have is, read the list showing the stages in the life cycle of flowering plant in the box given below. Here is the box. Let me show it to you. Okay. So the question says, read the list showing the stages in the life cycle of flowering plant in the box given below. So this is a box. And you can see the stages of life cycle of a flowering plant. We need to identify the correct order from the options given below. So before we get started, I would really like to recall the concept. So when I talk about flowering plants, so what do we mean by flowering plants? Flowering plants are those which bear flowers. And in all the flowering plants, there are certain stages which occur in order. Now let me tell you, in flowering plants, like out of these four, let's understand this. First thing is, what happens, a plant must has a reproductive part of plant. That means it must have flowers. Okay, so reproductive part of plant is called as flower. Why it is called as reproductive part? Because it contains the male and female parts in it. Okay, followed after it, what occurs? Basically, pollination occurs. Now what is pollination? Pollination is basically, like if I draw the structure of flower is something, see, like this. Now you will see that it carries certain structures. Okay, so this indicates the male reproductive part. And this one in the center that you can see indicates female reproductive part. These are petals, right? And lower to it you also see green leaves which form sepal, and this one is a stalk of the flower. Now after this is what is flowering, like a fully grown flowers they develop on the plants. After that, what occurs? Pollination. What do we mean by pollination? Pollination means transfer of pollens from anther to the stigma of the flower. So what is pollination? Transfer of pollens from the anther to stigma of the flower. Okay, and after that what occurs? Occurs fertilization. So after pollination, fertilization occurs. Fertilization means fusion of male gamete with female gamete. And as a result, what do we get? We get the first cell, that is zygote, which later transforms into seed. So we can say that after pollination, fertilization takes place, which leads to the formation of fruit which has seeds enclosed in them. Okay, so this is what is the sequence. Now here option A says fertilization, pollination, flowering, fruits and seeds. B says flowering, fertilization, fruits and seeds, pollination. C says flowering, pollination, fertilization, fruits and seeds. And D says pollination, fruits and seeds, flowering and fertilization. But the correct order is flowering, followed by pollination, then fertilization, and lately we have fruits and seeds. So this order you can see is option C. Therefore, the correct answer is option C. This is how you have to find the correct answer. Okay, next question. Which of these animals in its life cycle breathes through gills when it is young, but breathes through lungs when it grows into an adult? Now let me tell you, when we are talking about life cycle, basically we are talking about all the stages which is stages involving the transformation of you can say larva into an adult. Okay, so here we need to know about the animal. We are talking about its life cycle, and the clue is that particular animal breathes through gills when it is young, but As it grows into an adult, it breathes through lungs. So basically, if I talk about gills and lungs, they are one of the respiratory organs. They are one of the respiratory organs. And also we all know that all living beings, they breathe. All living beings, they breathe, or you can say they respire. So they have different respiratory organs. Like few of the organisms, they have gills as respiratory organ, few respire through their skin, few respire through lungs, few respire through trachea. Okay, so these are all respiratory organs. Now, if I talk about prawn, option A says prawn. How prawn respire? Prawn basically respire through gills. It respires through gills. And if I talk about viper, viper are basically, the class of snakes only. And how they respire? They have got only one lung in them. So they respire through lungs. Basically, they have got only one lung. Lizard also respire through lungs. But if I talk about frog, when it is young, the younger stage of frog is called as tadpole, and it respire through gills. But as it grows into adult, if I talk about adult frog, it respire through lungs. So the correct answer here is option B. I hope you understood this. Okay. Next question says, read the description given below. Here is the description. So the description says, when lava cools quickly on the earth's surface, rock X is formed. X is very light rock and it is used as a body scrubber and to polish floors. And what we need to do is, yes, you got it right, we need to identify based on the description given. And the option says gneiss, B says pumic, C says basalt, and D is shale. Now let me tell you that here the correct answer is option B, that is pumic is formed. Now let me tell you what are rocks basically. Rocks are, minerals. It is one of the mineral only. Like the substances which we get in Earth's surface, which we get from Earth's surface, they are called as minerals. And rock is one of it. So it is basically aggregation of many minerals together. Aggregation of many minerals together. Now, pumic rock is formed when volcano occurs. So when volcano occurs, then lava comes out. What comes out? Lava. This lava contains lot of water and also it contains lot of gases. It contains lot of water as well as lot of gases in it. And then when this lava solidifies, like cools down, it solidifies and it forms a rock which is called as pumic rock. And this rock is a light rock. It is light in weight, and that is the reason it is used as a body scrubber and also to polish floors. So that is the reason which option is correct here. Option B is the right answer. Next question says, X is a fossil fuel used in blast furnaces. Y is used for cooking food and Z is used as a fuel in automobiles. We need to choose the correct option regarding X, Y and Z. Now here X, Y, Z, one thing is common in them, that all of them are fuels. Look here, all of them are fuels. So what is basically a fuel is? What is basically a fuel? Fuel is anything which on burning, anything or any substance you can say, any substance which on burning produces energy is called as a fuel. So you can replace this anything by any substance. Okay, any substance which on burning gives energy is called as fuel. And we have got fuel, solid fuels also. They can occur in any state. We have got liquid fuels also. We have got gaseous fuels also. So fuels can occur in all three states. For example, if I talk about solid fuel, coal is a solid fuel. Liquid, that liquid fuel, like you have petrol, you have diesel, kerosene oil, they are all liquid fuels. And if I talk about gaseous fuels, for example, you have LPG, right, you have CNG, they are all gaseous fuels. Now, here we need to identify that X is a fossil fuel. Now, what do we mean by fossil fuels? See, fuels which are obtained from fossils. Fossils, I hope you all remember. that is dead remains of plants and animals that got buried under earth, and with time they got covered with sediments. Due to high pressure and high temperature, they transformed into fossils. So fossil fuels are particularly coal. We are talking about coal, petroleum and natural gas. Okay, these are fossil fuels. And why is used for cooking? For cooking we use LPG. We all know. Like nowadays in modern chula, what do we use as a fuel? We use LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas. I'll write here. We use liquefied petroleum gas. And here you have third clue that Z is used in automobiles. We use in automobiles petrol. Automobiles run on diesel also, like the heavy vehicles, and also CNG. These are the fuels. We cannot include the electric. Like nowadays there are many automobiles which are which make use of batteries, but here we have to make use of only those substances which act as a fuel. So that is why we cannot include batteries here, automobiles with batteries. We will include petrol, diesel or CNGs. Now here the option says X is used in blast furnace and it is a fossil fuels. So option A says X as LPG. We know that LPG is not a fossil fuel. So directly you can skip Y and Z option because this option is not going to be correct. Option B says X as petroleum. Yes, petroleum is one of the fossil fuel. We can keep it in clue. Y as diesel. But Y is used for cooking food. For cooking you don't make use of diesel. Again, no to this option because this one is incorrect. Option C says X as coal, and we know that fossil fuel, coal is one of the fossil fuel. Okay. Y as LPG, correct. We can use it for making food. Z as petrol. Yes, petrol is used in automobiles. So this could be the right one. So let's look at the D option as well. X as biogas. Again, no, it's not a fossil fuel. So the correct answer, I hope you will find it easily. It is option C. That is, X is identified as coal, Y is identified as LPG, and Z is identified as petrol. And these all options can be, could be right if they were present in the question or in the options. Next question says, which of these models best shows the correct sequence of Earth, Sun and Moon? So option A is this, option B is this, C is this and D is this. Now let me tell you, we have to make out that which of these models best shows the correct sequence of Earth, Sun and Moon. So let me help you to recall. Earth, Sun and Moon, they are part of solar system. They are part of solar system. And what exactly is solar system? Solar system is it comprises of Sun and planets. And you know that we have planets as Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto. These are the planets. Now all the planets are revolving around Sun in their definite path. All the planets are revolving around Sun in their definite path. Now here we need to talk about Earth, Sun and Moon. So undoubtedly Sun is in center. Undoubtedly Sun is in center. So all those options which have Sun in the center would be right. So we can go for option A, we can go for option B, but option C discarded because Earth cannot be in the center place, and even this is incorrect. So that means now we are left with just two options. Okay, and we know that planets revolve around them. And second, Earth, like out of Earth and Moon, we know that Earth is a planet. That means Earth must be orbiting around Sun. So this is Sun and this is Earth. Now if I talk about Moon, so what is Moon? Moon is basically a satellite. Moon is basically a satellite of Earth. It revolves around the Earth. So that means Moon must be revolving around the Earth. So the figure out of A and B which shows Sun in center, so in both Sun is in center, Earth moving around the Sun. So here Earth is moving around the Sun, okay, and Moon must be orbiting around the Earth. So here you can see that Moon is moving here around the Earth and here Moon is in some other orbit. So that means this one is incorrect and option A is correct. So which option is correct? Option A. Next question. Observe the given relationship. Rice, radish. Select the option which correctly identifies the same relationship. So in this question, rice, radish, what comes to your mind when you look at it? Rice is one of the cereal crop. And radish is obtained from the part of the plant, that is root. It is obtained, or you can say it is actually a root of the plant. Now we need to select the same option, or we can write radish as a vegetable also. We don't know which relationship we have to use. So cereal, radish obtained from the root, and it's a vegetable. Now select the option which correctly identifies the same relationship. Maybe cereal to root or cereal to vegetable. Let's look at it. So option A says cabbage and cauliflower. So both of them are vegetables. And cabbage is actually obtained from the leaf part of plant, and cauliflower is a flower. So no to this option, because we need an option which is cereal to vegetable or cereal to root. Second, bajra and maize. Both of them are cereals. So again, no. C is pea versus bean. Both of them are veggies. Again, no. And both of them, is obtained from the seed, as a seed. So again, no. Maize and carrot. Maize is, yes, a cereal crop, and carrot is again a vegetable, or we can write that it is obtained from the root part of the plant. So D is the right answer. So this way you have to make out the relationship from this given clue, and you have to match it with the option which shows the same. Next question. The given figure shows two containers X and Y. Here we have the figure. Okay, the given figure shows two containers X and Y of different shapes. Yes, the shapes of both of them are different. Anu filled container X with 100 ml of water. Let's say this is 100 ml of water. She then poured all the water from the container X to Y. Okay, the same water is poured into Y. Which of the following changes will she observe when water is poured from container X to Y? So let's talk about it. Water is liquid. Water is liquid state, right? And we know that liquid state, if I talk about its shape, basically it takes the shape of the container. It takes the shape of container in which it is transferred. Okay. Talking about its mass, but when you transfer from X to Y, its mass remain same. Mass doesn't changes. Level of water, and you can make out looking at it. See, the level of water, like initially the level was this, and now the level is this. So level of water can be changed. Level of water can be changed because it depends on the shape of the container in which it we put on. Increase in the volume. Again, the volume of water will remain same. Okay, so here out of these four, which of the following will she observe? Change in shape? Yes, you can see there is a change in the shape. Increase in mass? No. Change in level? Yes, see the level changed. Increase in volume of water? Again, no. So out of these given option, which one is correct? Option D is correct. So the correct answer is option D. Next question says, Roshni described an insect as given in the box. Okay, so it is said that Roshni is talking about some insect who lays 120 to 150 eggs on garbage. Okay, and its lifespan is about 28 days. That means that particular insect lives for 28 days. Spreads disease like cholera, typhoid, diarrhea, etc. So which of the following insects is she talking about? Option A, option B, option C, and option D. Now let me help you to recall all these pictures first. Option A indicates housefly. Option B indicates mosquito. Okay. Option C indicates dragonfly. and D1 is cockroach. So here all of them are insects, but we need to pick that insect which lays 120 to 150 eggs on garbage, lifespan should be 28, and spread diseases like cholera, typhoid, diarrhea. That means it acts as a vector. See, vector is something which is not itself a causative agent of the disease, but it passes the causative agent from one place to the host. Okay, so here the correct answer is housefly. So which one is correct? Option A, because housefly act as a vector, or you can say that it spreads the causative agent and spread diseases. Next question. Arun dropped a stone into a trough of water. He noticed that the level of water rises in the trough. The experiment that Arun has done tells that the stone, we have this experiment given. So Arun dropped a stone into a trough of water. Okay, so initially, the level was this. When the stone was dropped, the level rised. Okay, so Arun, the experiment that Arun has done tells that the stone has no mass. It's incorrect, because stone has mass. Has the same volume as water? No, it is not possible. Has no volume? Again, not possible, because all the solids think they have definite shape and definite volume as well. Occupies space? Yes, it occupies space. You can see that when we are putting stone into a water trough, it occupies certain space. It displaces water and occupies the space. So which option is correct, students? Option D is the correct option, because stone is a solid substance. It occupies space also, and it has got definite shape and volume and also mass. Next question. Match the following planets in column 1 with their common names in column 2. So here we have column 1, we have a name of the planets, and column 2 we have few characteristics. So based on it, we have to match the correct planet with its own characteristic. So let's recall the fact. Solar system comprises of sun and planets, and in solar system we see that planets, they orbit around sun. They orbit in the definite path around the sun. And also let me tell you that we have got planets Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus or Pluto, and all these planets, they have certain special features in them. Now if I talk about Mercury is closest to sun. That is the reason it is hottest also. So let's look for our first Mercury. So Mercury, out of it, is not a red planet. It is not a second largest planet. It is not a coldest planet. But yes, it is smallest planet because it is near to the sun. So that means R matches with 4. Okay. Then comes Venus. Venus is called as a evening star. The most common characteristic is that it's an evening star. Earth, we know, is a blue planet because all over it is covered with covered with water. Earth is covered with water. Okay, Mars. We have Mars also here. So Mars is called as a red planet because its surface is covered with iron oxide. So Q matches with 1. So we have got another matching also. Then we have Jupiter. Jupiter's important characteristic is that it is the largest planet. Okay, so we don't have Jupiter here. Saturn, if I talk about Saturn, Saturn basically is the second largest planet. So that means Saturn matches with 2. So S matches with 2. Now moving on to Uranus, let me tell you, Uranus has got Uranus is the coldest planet. Why? Because it is made up of icy material. It is made up of icy material. So that is the reason the temperature at its surface is quite low. And also it has got thick atmosphere which has methane, hydrogen and helium. So that means Uranus matches with 3. That is P matches with 3. Now all 4 are done. So that means the option which states P as 3, 1, 4 and 2 would be right answer. So P with 3 is P with 3 is like we have to choose between these two. So we reject A and C. So P with 3, Q with 1, R with 4 and S with 2. So that means the correct answer is option D. Option D is the correct answer. Next question. The flowchart given below shows the properties of gases X, Y, Z present in air. We need to identify these gases. So this is a flowchart and we have few clues also. The gas that promotes burning, yes, that means there is a gas which promotes burning and that is X. That is X. And a gas which doesn't promote burning but it extinguishes fire, that is Y. That means a gas which extinguishes fire is X but it doesn't support burning. Then we have a gas that neither supports burning and neither extinguishes fire, that is Z. That is Z. Now let me tell you, burning means, that means combustion. It is basically combustion. The process of burning something is combustion. And for combustion we need three things. We need combustible substance, that is a substance which catches fire. We need supporter of combustion, that is we need a gas which supports combustion. And usually we make use of oxygen because oxygen is a supporter of combustion. And also we need to heat that substance so that its ignition temperature is reached. Okay, so that means the gas that promotes burning can be oxygen here because oxygen supports burning. Also hydrogen supports burning, okay, but we'll see that later which options are given. A gas which doesn't supports burning but extinguish. Extinguish means it cuts off the oxygen supply, that means it cuts off the supply of the supporter and hence the fire gets extinguished. It can be CO2, carbon dioxide. And a gas which neither supports burning or extinguish fire, that could be nitrogen. So that means here X, if I can see the options, we have in options just oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide. So X is identified as oxygen, Y as CO2 and Z as nitrogen gas. So that means the option which shows oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen would be right. So here in this question, which option is correct? Option C is correct option. Next question. Asha carried out an experiment to know the water holding capacity of 4 different types of soil. P, Q, R and S. Soils are addressed as P, Q, R and S. She used a stopwatch to measure the time taken by 20 ml of water to pass through each kind of soil. And she recorded her findings in the table given below. So this is a table. So P, Q, R, S, the water was passed through them and she recalled the time taken by 20 ml of water to pass through each soil. And you can see that P took 55 seconds, Q took 5 seconds, R took 30 seconds and S took 20 seconds. We need to identify the soils. And here in this option, we have got just 4 options: gravel, sand, loamy soil and clay soil. Now let me tell you that we can differentiate soil into these types depending upon their sizes or depending upon their properties, which includes water holding capacity also. Now size of the particles. Now the size of the particles which are present in them, let me tell you, in clay the particle size is very, very small. Okay, due to this its water holding capacity is good. Its water holding capacity is good. And if I talk about sandy soil, it consists of particles which are quite big in size and its water holding capacity is not that good. And if I talk about loamy, it consists of smaller size particles also and also a bigger size particles. Again, its water holding capacity is not that good. Gravel, if I talk about, gravel is formed of small pebbles or stones, and yes, they have the tendency to hold water. They have the tendency to hold water, but not that much. So the option in which you can see that P took 55 seconds. P took 55 seconds. Q took 5 seconds, like water to pass through it. R took 30 and 20. So let me tell you, the one which has more water holding capacity will take more time to pass water through it. So P would be clay soil. P would be clay soil. So that means where the P is clay would be the right answer. Okay. And Q would be the one which took least time, would be gravel. And after that comes the loamy soil, which consists of smaller and bigger both sides of particles, and later comes the sandy soil. So that means here option C is the correct option, because if any soil has got more water holding capacity, it will take time to pass water through it. So the one which took maximum time would be the one which has smaller size particles and more water holding capacity. Next question. Wheel and axle arrangement is found in, we have options: bicycle, swing machine, screwdriver, or all of these. Now when I talk about wheel and axle arrangement, it is basically a simple machine. It is basically one of the simple machine in which we have a wheel, and it has a rod attached to it. It has got a rod attached to it. So that is wheel, and that rod can be called as axle. A common example is when you open some door which has got a round knob. So that acts as a wheel, and the lock which helps to open the door act as an axle. And this type of arrangement, wheel and axle arrangement, is present in all the three, in bicycle also, in swing machine also, and in screwdriver also. So that means which option is correct? Option D is correct. And this simple machine makes the task easier. Okay, next, read the given information about rocks P, Q, R. And the information says that P was used to build Brideshwara temple, and Q was used to build the Taj Mahal. Okay. And R was used to build the Red Fort. Now here we have three types of rocks. You can see that given here: metamorphic, igneous, sedimentary. We have also got granite rock. So these are the options. So first of all, you should know what exactly the rocks are. Rocks are basically the aggregation of minerals. It is basically the aggregation of minerals. Now, if we talk about igneous rock, sedimentary or metamorphic rock, let me tell you that igneous rocks, I'll write here, igneous rocks are formed when the lava cools down. The lava which erupts through volcano, it cools down. So igneous rocks are formed at that time. Now if I talk about the metamorphic rocks, or let's talk about sedimentary first. Sedimentary rocks are formed when other types of rocks are cemented together. When other types of rocks get cemented together. Okay. And third is the metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are formed when rocks are subjected to intense heat and pressure. Now if we'll recall the types of rock which are used to form it, let me tell you that Brideshwara temple is formed of granite rock. Taj Mahal is formed of a rock which is called as marble, and Red Fort is made from red stone, which is stone which is called as red sandstone. So here granite rock is one of the igneous rock only. But here we don't have any option where P is stated as a igneous rock. So we'll go with option B, granite rock. Q, marble. Marble is a metamorphic rock. It is formed because of intense heat and pressure. And sandstone is a sedimentary rock. So which option is right? Option B is the right answer. Next question. The picture shows a girl drinking juice with the help of the straw from the back. Here we have a picture. You can see that girl is drinking juice with the help of straw. Which property of air can be known from this observation? Option A says air exerts pressure. B says air has weight. C says air expands on heating. And D says air is needed for burning. Now we know that mixture of gases is called as an air. And if I talk about air, it is colorless. You can't see air around yourself. It is odorless. It doesn't have any particular smell. But yes, it exerts pressure. And that is the reason you can feel the atmospheric pressure. And when you heat air, Yes, it expands on heating. That is why hot air is always lighter as compared to the cold air. Air has weight also. Like if you blow a balloon and fill it with air, you will see that it is heavier as compared to the balloon which has no air. And yes, air is needed for burning as well. It supports combustion. But here when she is, when she is drinking from the straw, then what happens? When she is when she is trying to drink, she is sucking the air which is present inside, and due to the air pressure over the liquid helps the liquid to move from the straw. See, this one is liquid here in the pack and this is straw. So when a girl is sucking, that means the pressure here of the straw falls. But due to the atmospheric pressure or the air pressure which is exerted on the liquid, it helps the liquid to rises up through the straw. So we'll say that this this sucking from the straw indicates that air exerts pressure. So option A is the correct answer. Now the question says, what happens when the sun, the moon and the earth are in a straight line and the moon comes in between sun and the earth? So here we have the question where a situation is given that sun, moon and earth. So first we are talking about sun, moon and earth. So let me tell you, as you all know that solar system comprises of sun and the planets. All planets are revolving around the sun. Okay, and all planets are special because they have got certain special features. So sun is present in center in solar system. So if we talk about one of the planet Earth, which is given in the question, we know Earth is our planet where we live. So Earth is orbiting around Earth. Okay, let's say this is Earth. And we know that moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. So that means moon orbits around sun. So let's say if this is moon, it orbits around Earth and this is Earth because it is a satellite of Earth. Now a situation is given where sun, moon and earth are in straight line, and they are in straight line in such a way that moon comes between sun and earth. So let's say if this is sun and this is earth, so moon is in between them. So we need to tell that what is it called as? Lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, constellation or galaxy. Let me tell you that when moon is in center of earth and sun, okay, when moon is in center of sun and the earth, that situation is called as solar eclipse, because eclipse means when we disappear or when you are not able to see anything. So solar eclipse is because moon is obstructing the light of sun from falling onto the earth. So at the time of solar eclipse, there is certain area of the earth which doesn't get sunlight and appears to be dark. So this is what is solar eclipse. So B is the right answer. Otherwise, if we talk about lunar eclipse, it is just opposite to it. In lunar eclipse, sun is here and earth is in center of sun and moon. Earth is in center of sun and moon. So this situation is called as lunar eclipse. Okay. Now talking about constellation, it is again, constellation is not the correct one, because constellation means the group of stars, which resemble a certain pattern, maybe a hunter, maybe a scorpion. So that is called as constellation. So here we are not talking about constellation. And galaxy comprises of dust, celestial bodies, and everything which is present is forms the galaxy. Like we live in Milky Way galaxy, which is called as Akash Ganga also. So again, it is not galaxy. So therefore the correct answer is option B. Solar eclipse is caused when moon is in center of sun and earth, as given in the question. Next question, what is the name of the constellation shown in the given figure? So this is the figure given. We need to tell what is the name of the constellation shown. Now let me tell you, if we talk about constellation means group of stars, and they are arranged in such a way that they form certain pattern, and which resembles something. So we have got lot of constellations like Ursa Major, we have Cassiopeia, Orion, Scorpius, so many. So this figure which you can see here indicates the Ursa Major. So this is how Ursa Major is shown. So that means which answer is correct? Option A. Next, the box given below shows the name of some seeds of the plant. So here we have few seeds given: pea, hiptage, lotus, mango, apple, balsam, granium, madar, coconut, poppy. So how many of these plant seeds are dispersed by explosion method? Now before we go ahead with the solution, I would like to recall the concept of seed dispersion. What are seeds? Seeds are basically reproductive units. Seeds are basically reproductive units. And we know that when seeds get proper condition, they germinate. How they germinate? They give rise to a small seedling which finally forms an adult or a fully grown, you can say, plant. This process is called as germination. But seed can germinate only and only when it gets favorable condition. When it gets favorable condition, proper nutrition, proper water, proper climatic condition, then only it can germinate. Also, let me tell you, seeds, we know they are enclosed in fruit. Fruit encloses seeds in it. So therefore, seed dispersal is important, then only seed will get into that place where it is going to get favorable condition. So what is seed dispersal? It is basically transportation of seeds to favorable places. Not favorable places means the suitable place where it can show germination. Now seed dispersal can occur through agencies. It can occur through wind. Seeds can be carried by winds, can occur by water, can occur by animals, can occur by birds, and sometimes there is a method which is asked here, that is explosion method. That is, fruits burst out and they burst out with high energy, that seeds get spread, and all those seeds which get favorable condition, they germinate and give rise to a separate individual. So here we need to pick those plants which are germinated by explosion method, that is bursting method. So out of this, let me tell you that out of pea, hiptage, lotus, mango, apple, balsam, which one gets dispersed through it? So that is basically option B. Four seeds of the plants are there here in this, which get dispersed through this method. Now let me tell you which all they are: pea, balsam, then you have poppy, and you have cranium. So these are the four seeds of the plants which are dispersed by explosion method, that is bursting method. Therefore, which option is correct? Correct option, correct solution to this question is option B, which has 4 in it. Next question. Observe the given relationship. So here we have a relationship: hinge joint, elbow, gliding joint, something X. Now in this question, we need to select the option which correctly identifies X. We need to find X. Now before we move ahead towards the solution, let me tell you what are joints. Joint is that part where bone joins with another bone, or you can say where bone meets another bone. Okay, so when two bones are joined together, it forms a joint. Suppose if these are two bones, say if they are linked together like this, so this particular thing is a joint. Now we have got different types of joint. Like if I talk about hinge joint is a joint where back and forth movement can occur. Okay, so for example, elbow. Gliding joint, where two joints can slide over another. They basically glide over another basically. So here in this to identify X, we have few options: A as wrist, B as knee, C as shoulder, and D as neck. And out of this, gliding joint we see is present in wrist. So which option is correct? Option A is correct. Otherwise, if I talk about knee is also a hinge joint. It is not gliding joint, it's a hinge joint. And in case of neck, it is a pivot joint. because here the rotation is possible. And shoulder shows, ball and socket sort of joint, where one bone end is rounded and other has a depression where one can fit into another. So which answer is right? Option A, that is wrist. Wrist is a gliding joint. Next, mosquitoes and their larvae on stagnant water can be controlled by dash. We all know mosquitoes breeding place is water. Wherever you see standing water, that acts as a breeding place for mosquitoes. Now if we wish to control it, then how can we do it? We have 4 methods given in the option. Throwing garbage in the water. So if you throw garbage, do you think that they will stop multiplying? No. Spraying oil on the surface of water? Yes, it will, because if you spill oil on the surface of water, oil will form a layer and it will not allow air to pass through, and somehow the mosquitoes will feel suffocated, and hence it can be controlled. Growing plants? No. All of these? No. So which one is the correct answer, students? Option B is the correct answer. By spraying oil, we can control it. Okay, next question. Seeds of plant X are light and have wings or hair on them. Plant X could be. Now we have already learned, like if we talk about seeds are enclosed in fruits, right? And seeds have the power to form a new plant. How? Seeds undergo the process of germination, that is under favorable condition. When they get favorable condition, they give rise to seedling, and seedling forms a new plant. This is how germination takes place. So now for seed dispersal, like for seeds to germinate, a process which is necessary is seed dispersal. That's the transportation of seeds to a favorable place where they can get all suitable condition and germinate. Now different types of seeds are dispersed or are transported by different methods. Either they are dispersed by wind or water, or by through animals or birds, and also by explosive method. Okay, so these are the methods of dispersion. Now seed of plant X is shown that it is light and it have wings on or hair on them. So we need to identify that seed. So it is D. Correct answer is D, that is hiptage. Hiptage is a plant whose seed is light and have wings or hair on them. That is the reason it can be easily dispersed through wind. Next, which of the following parts regulate blood pressure and blood flow in our body? We have the picture given here, P, Q, R, S, and we need to identify that particular part. So first thing, whenever you get a question like this, first thing is to identify this. So this organ which you can see is the main controlling center of our body, human brain. It is human brain. And these parts, this portion which you can see as P is cerebrum, that is largest part of brain. This portion which you can see here, the round body which is identified as Q, is pons varoli. This part which you can see here is cerebellum, second largest part of the brain. And this R which you can see here, it extends into spinal cord and it is brain stem, or we can say it is medulla oblongata, that is brain stem. Now a function of cerebrum has certain specific areas in it which helps in thinking, responding. These kind of things are done in cerebrum. Also it produces the sensation of touch, touch, pressure, lot of sensations they are felt in this part. Now talking about cerebellum, it helps in maintaining body posture. It is concerned with maintaining body posture. Medulla oblongata controls all those activities which are not occurring because of our will. That means which are involuntary, like breathing, blood rate, blood pressure, or blood flow, vomiting. These all things, coughing, are controlled by medulla oblongata. Involuntary activities which are not in your hand. And pons is concerned, it controls some aspects of respiration. So here we need to answer the part which controls blood pressure and blood flow. And blood pressure or blood flow is not in our hands, it is involuntary act. It occurs on its own. So here the correct answer is the one which controls involuntary activities, that is R. So which option is correct? Option C is correct answer. Next question. The boy in the picture has a cloth tied around the neck. Yes, we can see it. The cloth is tied in case of a fracture, sprain, burn or wound. So we need to identify that what exactly is. Now here you can see that we have four options. Let me introduce you to these terms. What is fracture? Fracture occurs when any bone completely or partially break. When any bone partially or completely breaks, then fracture occurs. Okay. And sprain is basically you can say that tearing of ligament. More stretching of ligament, basically you can say. And ligaments are those which join bone with muscles. Wound refer to any cut. It can be deep or a deep seated cut, or maybe superficial. Burn basically rashes which are caused because of getting in contact with some fire. That is what is burn. So here the person is tying around the neck. The boy which is shown in the picture is basically showing that he's trying to hold his hand at proper position, because basically this person may have encountered bone injury. So that means it is option A. Okay, it can be partial displacement or complete breakage of the bone. So that depends. Okay, next question. Given below is a list of few diseases. How many of these are caused by virus? So disease here are given: polio, dengue, chickenpox, measles, flu, plague, typhoid, ringworm and malaria. Now we know that when we talk about disease, basically what do we mean by disease? Disease means discomfort. Or you can say that some of your body part is not properly functioning due to some reason. Now disease are, most of the time they are caused by microorganisms. So microorganisms are the causative agent which causes diseases. Now few diseases are caused by bacteria, may be caused by viruses, may be caused by fungal infection, that is fungi, may be caused by some protozoan. So these can be microorganisms, causative agents which are causing the diseases. Now here we have few diseases already given. We need to identify those diseases which are caused by virus. I hope you all know about virus. Virus is the only microorganism which is dead but becomes living as it gets the host cell. So basically the diseases which are caused by virus: polio, yes, it is caused by virus. Dengue is not caused by virus. Chickenpox is caused by virus. Measles, dengue is also caused by virus. Measles caused by virus. Flu caused by virus. Plague, no, it is caused by bacteria. Typhoid, again by bacteria. Ringworm is caused by fungi. Its causative agent is fungi, and malaria is caused by protozoan. So here in this answer, how many diseases are caused by virus? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So option D is correct answer. Next question. The outer covering of given insect is covered with. You have this insect. I think you can recognize it. Yes, it's cockroach. So its body is not covered with feathers, it's not covered with fur, it's not covered with hairs. Rather, it is covered with cuticle. Cuticle is a layer which forms the exoskeleton, that is outer covering. So option D is the correct answer. Next, which of the following simple machines belong to third class liver? Which of the following machines belong to third class liver? And here we have option A, B, C and D. Okay. So now let me introduce you to different classes of liver. Okay, so when we say first class liver, first class liver is that where fulcrum is between load and effort. It is between load and effort. And second class liver is a liver where fulcrum is at corner and at other corner there is an effort and load is in between. What is in between? Load. And third class liver is that where fulcrum is at one corner, load is at other corner and effort is from between. Let's say this is effort. So now in this case, the simple machine which belongs to third class liver is, can you tell me, can you guess which out of them is correct? Yes, it is this forceps. Option A belongs to third class liver because in this effort is from center, load and fulcrum is at corners. So which option is correct, students? Option A is correct. Next, the child in the picture is suffering from a deficiency disorder where bones and joints do not grow well. Here we have that child. We need to identify disorder. Now you can see that in this picture we can make out there is some problem in the joints basically. You can make out there is some problem in the legs. Legs are not as a normal person has. Now options given are beriberi, goiter, rickets and scurvy. Let me tell you, beriberi is that kind of disorder which occurs due to deficiency of vitamin B3, and in this nervous disorder, basic nervous system gets affected. Nervous system gets affected in this case. Goiter is a disorder in which thyroid gland, becomes swelling up of thyroid gland. Yes. It occurs due to deficiency of iodine in your diet. Scurvy, that means we have bleeding gums, we have sores, tooth decay. This can be seen in mouth and it is due to deficiency of vitamin C in diet. And rickets is basically deforming of bones. Deforming bones. This is how you can see. So here that means this disorder shows that bones and joints are not growing well, they are deformed. So which option is correct, students? It is ricket. This picture shows that the child is suffering from rickets. Therefore the correct answer is option C. Next question. Rani made 4 groups each with 2 organisms with similar kind of body covering, but she made one mistake while preparing organisms in one of the groups. Select the incorrect group. So 4 groups have been made and she tried to put them organisms together which have got same body covering. Now if I talk about crocodile and snake, we know that both of them have scales, so that means this grouping is correct. Now if I talk about parrot and emu, their body is covered with feathers, it is correct again. Now if I talk about turtle and snail, both of them they have shells over them, so again it is correct. But if I talk about pigeon and bat, pigeon's body is covered with feathers whereas body of bat is covered with hair. So that means here the option which is grouped incorrectly is option D. Option D is incorrect. Next question. Read the given description. X and Y are animals which possess backbone, flippers and breathe through lungs. We have got 2 animals, so let's say one X and other Y. Both of them possess backbone. All those organisms which have backbone, they are called as vertebrates. They are called as vertebrates. Okay. They have flippers also. Flippers are used for swimming. They breathe through lungs. Their respiratory organ is lungs. Animal X lays eggs. Okay. X reproduce by laying egg, whereas Y give birth directly to young one like we do. Okay. So we need to identify X and Y. So here in this case, which option is correct? It is not turtle platypus, it is not frog and shark, it is penguin and dolphin, and it is no to seal and whale. because penguin here lays eggs and form babies, and dolphin, they give birth to young ones, and both of them have got backbone also and flippers also. So that is the reason. Correct answer is option C. Next question. How many bones make up the human skull? Now what is skull? Tell me. See, we know that our main controlling center of our body is brain. Our main controlling center is brain. Brain is covered by a bony box. See, brain is very delicate. So brain is covered with a bony box. That means a box which is made up of bone. Like this is skull. Under that we have brain, which is very delicate. So in order to protect brain from any shock, it is covered with bony box. And do you know how many bones make up this box? It is 22 bones. So here the option says A 22, B 28, C 21, D 25. So which one is correct? Option A is correct. So how many bones make up human skull? 22 bones. I hope you got it. With this we have come to an end. I hope my students understood what to do, what not to do, how to attempt paper, and how to get all the answers correct. So for next time, I wish that you will do all the questions correct. So best of luck from my side. Bye bye. Thank you. Take care.